Hi everyone, it's a new week and I have a new video for you, and today I have again a sewing box, but this one is much bigger. So I'm gonna start by removing all the stuff that's inside, and I'm not throwing them away because I don't know, maybe later when I will have time I can look through and maybe I can find some good stuff that I can use. Okay, so I'm going to remove the doors also, because it's going to be easier for me to do all the repair works, and also because I like the hardware, I like the color. I'm gonna just clean it, and I don't want to get any paint on them. So guys, I literally took apart this box. I also removed this handle because this is actually the only part of this piece that is wood. All the other stuff is it's not wood, this is pressed wood. So before doing the repair work, we are going to clean it, and I'm using some Decibel's white lightning. I love this product, it's so easy to use. You are spraying sorry, you are spraying it on and just scrub all the dirt. But guys, if you don't have this one on hand, you can totally use any degreaser that you have on hand, so everything would work. Guys, while I was cleaning this piece, I realized that probably I won't be able to save this edge bending because it's coming off so easy. This would literally mean to me that I need to remove it all and just glue it back in place, and you see all this narrow space, and it's also curved, so I think it's going to take me more time to glue this back than just to remove it. And also this glue is so old, as you can see. I'm using an old X-Acto knife blade, and it's going off so easily, so I'm just try to scrape now while it's wet as much as I can, and once it's dry I'm going to sand everything smooth. I'll put a very thin coat of wood filler and just prime it. So this piece, the handle, is the only solid wood piece from the entire piece, let's say it like this, and I decided to keep it wood. So sorry, I already removed the original finish with some 80 grit sandpaper. Now I'm gonna take some 120 grit sandpaper, smooth everything out, then I will come back with some 240, wipe away any dust, and it's going to be ready for staining. So guys, I put a very thin coat of Dixie mud off camera and I applied with my finger. So my goal is not to rebuild the aging, just to fill a little bit in all this particle board, because you know it's very porous and I want that this edge to be as smooth as possible. So now I'm having like some 120 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to smooth everything out. It's time for priming, and the reason why I'm priming this piece is because in some places I sent it through the original finish and it has lots of repair work, so I just want to get a nice and even finish, and I'm using Dixie Belle's Boss in the color gray. I'm gonna apply this and let it dry for like about 12 hours like it's written on the instruction. And I'm trying also to apply my primer nice and even, because I'm going for a nice and even look and smooth look on this piece. So the primer is nice and dry, guys, and I'm going to use a 240 grit sanding pad to smooth everything out, because as I said, I want a nice and smooth finish. Now, as my color, I'm using Palmetto. It's a nice shade of green by Dixie Belle, guys, and I was willing for a long time to use this color because I love greens. So I'm very excited to use this one. I already gave everything a good stir, and you always want to give your paint a good stir before starting painting, because you want to bring all the components of the paint together. So I'm working with small amounts of paint. It's very important. And I know at this point it looks a little bit scary, guys, but I told you so many times, first coat, it's always the scary one, but you have to trust the process. And I promise you this one is going to be beautiful, because I have big plans for this one. So guys, I'm going to apply one more coat, although the coverage is pretty good. The only thing is that if I will have a dark base, 3 coats would have been enough, but because my base was a bit lighter, I will need another coat. And before applying my last coat, I will lightly sand. I actually sand it lightly in between each coat of paint. Guys, in the meantime, while my paint is drying, I'm gonna to pay attention to this handle, and I'm going to use Dixie Belle's No Paint Gel Stain in the color Espresso. This is an oil-based stain, and it dries to a nice and satin finish, so you don't need a top coat. But you do want to protect your hands, because you don't want to get the product on your hands. And I'm using for this purpose a microfiber cloth. I'm going to apply a small amount of product. I really like this stain. I like the color. It's so easy to apply. So now I'm gonna take the clean part of my cloth, and I'm going to wipe away any excess of stain, again with the wood grain direction. Like, look at this, like how beautiful and how stunning. And I think the name of this product suits perfectly. It's literally no paint gel stain. It's easy, wipe on, wipe off, and let it dry. So you can wipe off as much or as less of product as you want. If you want it darker, just wipe less. If you want it lighter, just a little bit more. So if you want it even more darker, you can let this dry and just come back and put another coat. Guys, my paint is nice and dry, and I decided to add a little bit of interest to this piece by adding a transfer, and this one is called Tropical Leaves by Dixie Belle, and it comes with a couple of sheets in package, but I decided to use these ones, and I already cut them to the sides. I think when you have some like bigger transfers and you don't want to use the entire, it's always easier to cut them to the sides. So I'm going to remove the back sheet, and I'm going to place my transfer where I want it. And don't press your transfer down before you have it in the right spot. And now I'm gonna take my varnishing stick and I'm going to start to varnish everything. So you have to make sure you varnish really well so that transfer will transfer to your piece, and then you will start to peel it off. One thing to mention, guys, you put first of all the transfer and after that you apply the protection, because first of all, if you put wax, the transfer will not adhere over a wax surface, and second of all, the transfers need to be protected, sealed. No, I still have to varnish. And if you see like if it's not well fixed, just put the sheet back on piece and varnish a little bit more. Guys, first part is on and I have a varnishing pad because the transfer, I don't know if you can see, had like a small halo around. I'm gonna go with my hand over, just making sure that all the edges are nice and fixed and my transfer is flush against the surface. And now I'm gonna take this varnishing pad and just very lightly sand the halo around. So guys, now I'm going to add some clear wax to seal everything, and by adding clear wax is where the magic happens, because the wax is deepening the color and make it look so saturated and so nice. And also I love, so the waxed finish are my favorite because it has a natural low shine. I mean, to me the best finish, the best way to seal chalk paint is to use clear wax. I'm gonna take my microfiber cloth and I'm going to remove the excess. And this is done. I love it. I love how the transfer looks against this beautiful color. I love this wood handle, and all in one, guys, it was a pretty easy and quick project. So if you like it, give me some thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.